Now then, where we left off is where we were coloring in this drawing. However, it occurs to me that I've made some mistakes. However, we could also just kind of trace it. However, also I just remembered another thing. There's something I've tried recently, and that is like just adding color. Not even worrying about the other things, just the color. And I was kind of wondering if I should try this. So I got out the light table and another piece of paper to try this with. So now I'm going to go over this paper, which is admittedly not well put together so that it stays put. Unfortunate. Pretty sure. However, that's just how it's going to work. And then this is the thing that I'll just color that. So, other than those two games, another thing that's interesting is I don't really know now. I don't know where I was going. I think that's about all the main games that are coming out recently. I am trying to remember like what exactly is orange and what isn't. I think, because this is a t-shirt, right? I think this is going to be orange. I think the paws are white, if I'm not wrong. It makes sense to me in my head, so. The thought process will essentially be like what works. I also need to figure out how to fade orange into a green color. Now we want to get this color right the first time, not the second time. And so I've got this kind of aqua color. And this color is a pretty big piece of the coloring drawing. Kind of hard to see the coloring. What if I turned off this thing currently? I mean, I think it's not quite what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna hopefully find a darker version. That's a bit too blue. This is a bit of a, wait a minute, no. Actually, what does marine blue look like? These colored pencils aren't labeled. Marine blue, aqua blue. Aqua is kind of like this, maybe. It's a bit of a weird conundrum here. We're gonna have to wait to find that one pencil. I suppose so. You can never really trust his skills of illustration. I think I found an aqua-looking pencil. So now I'm gonna use this pencil instead to hopefully look more aqua and less patchy as well. Yeah, that's much better. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And also technically that would mean that there's going to be a separation here, right? And then you have that kind of bluer color scheme here. This color scheme is going to be important, sort of, except no, not really. This is also kind of the color of the arm itself, the dragon stuff. It's kind of this color on its own. And so, because of all that, we have now reached a point where we can, I don't know, this looks more like pants. So I'm gonna not color that the aqua blue. It's gonna be more of a jeans blue, I guess. And then this character has a lot of things going on with it behind the surface, sort of. Something to note is that yesterday I was talking about finishing that playlist. I did finish it, and I'm excited for part 9 if that's ever going to come out anytime soon. Because I did hear about this other ending and I particularly liked the design of the characters. Some FNAF animatronics I like are the very weird ones. They're not animal based, they're the cupcake, the puppets, and its variants, or spin-off versions of it. And the sun and the moon, the daycare times. Those... Oh, and the Music Man. DJ Music Man, Mini DJ Music Man, Ruin DJ Music Man. All of those, also really cool looking. On top of that, we also should probably list the, what is it? It's, we should probably mention that one remix that I re-listened to. The one where Matt Pat is like, oh, I called it Music Man. Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah, I like that one. So now I need to find a green color. That's what I'm going for. Now I wonder if I should try to fuse these colors better or not. You know, this is actually more creeper green, sort of. As this is definitely something inspired by Creeper. If one couldn't tell, this is what this is. This is a Creeper head. Inspired, sort of. It's not very inspired, it's more like a Minecraft shirt. That's really what it's more likely to be. Now, another thing to keep in mind is apparently there's a lot of this, like, using a blue, a very dark blue as a black. You don't want to use black. I read this in, like, How to Draw Manga. Kind of don't want to use black, because then it's, like, reminiscent of an empty void. And, I wish I had a pencil sharpener. I might need to go find one for colored pencils. I'll be right back. Old cup. There's a cup on the floor. Now I have found an old cup that I'm hoping can be a great storage for a lot of pencil sharpeners. Now I have not a colored pencil sharpener specifically, a pencil sharpener. It's a manual one. I don't think I would trust them in electric one anyways. They work well for sharpening thin points on regular pencils. Colored pencils, they tend to just eat. It's really weird. Hopefully people can hear me. I would really not like it if that were wrong. Hold on, let me readjust this. I think it's coming along pretty well. Alright. So I'm hoping to, at the very least, reach the end of the base layering of this level before going forward further. So this is going to be a character, of course, who has a pair of jeans with blue pants. The point is pants. It's all about pants. I don't know why. This character is a different art styles version of a character I've already drawn. So really, it's not like they're guaranteed to make the most sense in the universe that the art style I'm drawing right now is from. It doesn't make the most sense, and it probably just won't. It probably just won't make any sense whatsoever for a character to wear pants like this. Except maybe in modern FNAF, you know. I have heard that the games are very different than they are. And that they used to have a much more soul I heard that mostly through the comment section of the YouTube video I was watching from Markiplier. And so now we got to also get that hat. I'm trying to remember. Wait, no. Let's actually. You know what? The split in this character kind of gives me a feeling there's a blue-pink pattern. Wouldn't be too bad. This allows me to be able to improvise the drawing so that it looks a bit better. I don't know what it actually looks like though, so hold on a minute. Ah, yeah, that's pretty good. Now I can't remember if this is the bottom of the hat or not, but I'm gonna go for it and say that it is. And then this is a kind of golden color here. And I'm gonna use this to kind of like first detail these things to be a bit more like gold, and then try to color it. I wonder what it looks like. This is always so fun to look at, the fact that it's like just kind of, I like the feeling of going back and forth between the two and looking at how the colors shape without the outline. It's pretty fun looking. So this kind of aqua green texture, not aqua green, kind of a draconic green in a way. And so interestingly enough, I will need to like weirdly be able to blend this in there so it transitions better between a cool and a warm color, which seems like it should not be very possible. But I don't know why I'm thinking that it is. I just think that maybe it is. Then this is a draconic hand, of course, and something I realize now, just now, is that I did not actually draw the dragon scales, which may or may not, mostly might, come back to haunt me later in, because the scales is a pretty important piece, I'm pretty sure. Of course, since this is a drawing of a character and it's only done with color really, if we actually were to consider what I'm drawing here. Note the three fingers I mentioned in the last part. This is going to be a case of just simplicity, for the sake of it, I guess. Refer to it that way. Now this one, I'm thinking this is, because it ends in a paw, it's not a dragon arm, right? It doesn't end like that. So we're going to use this dark blue that I was using for jeans. And remember that I was not going to use it for jeans. Ooh, actually I'm going to need to use this blue that I was just using on the dragon arm, because the tail right here is actually that color. The tail is also kind of hard to follow. I'm kind of losing track. What does it look like right now? That looks pretty good. I'm also going to add some shading, sort of. Just a little bit of just like a step ahead shading. Now there's like a slight triangle point somewhere here. I don't know how much times I've covered up the page that I'm drawing on. So yeah, wait, oh, there's a foot down here. There's a dragon foot here. Notably, that looks more like a ball joint, and I feel like that ball joint is gonna end up being something that's supposed to be gray. That's my thought for the ball joints. They're gonna be something like a gray color. Or I kind of feel like these are gonna be like a bit darker, per se. Not darker, sorry, lighter. I think these would be a bit lighter. How does this look without the thing lining up? Yeah, it looks okay. Just still gotta make sure. So I gotta find a darker blue color. Oh, little fruit fly. Come on, please. This is a black color. I want the darkest blue, just so we're not using. You know, this is kind of a dark blue purple color. It's more of a purple really. This is kind of what I'm looking for, I guess. Or is this brown? Or is this gray? I can't even tell. This color is hard to tell. However, I'm really just kind of hoping at this point that it's similar to what I'm going for. Oh boy. So. It's kind of a brown color. What does it look like? Yeah, we can use this. Don't want to move underneath. Don't want to move underneath. I'd rather not show my face. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just gonna color that in. It's a pretty interesting tip, I guess. Not that I would really see too much reason to worry about using that. Also, pink nose is something to keep in mind. I also kind of feel like a gray color would be great to like blend into this if I can figure out how to do that very well. The other thing to keep in mind is blending is something I learned, and you want to keep that kind of consistent. Like, you don't want to have it be too sharp of an outline if you want it to be really smooth at all. You want to have it be a bit more of a consistent coloring. And then you kind of get like that coloring. And I forgot that this is also meant to be like an eye with just black and then a white glowing light. Now, I'm not very great at rendering. That's not my strong suit when it comes to art. I like doing the quick sketches, not really even the coloring, as I've already mentioned. And either the previous Chaos video that I was posting about how I lost my pencil. But now that I found it, now that my brother has found it, I'm able to continue. So this is this staff, and it's kind of an icy blue color, really. I keep forgetting there's actually no guidelines here. This is all just pure color. There's not an outline in this drawing, which means you gotta show that outline elsewhere. That's kind of how this rendering process works, I guess. Maybe. And because of that, I'm gonna add the staff in, try to make it look pretty good. You could always draw more characters, but right now I'd like to finish this character off and start another character. I'd also like to show this to my friend I was referring to that is inspiring this design of a character, who has gone through a few design changes, mostly just one actually, over the years. Don't forget, everyone has talent. That is an important thing, I suppose. My mind jumps everywhere. I am not a very consistent person. Train of thought will shift. You have been warned. Interesting that Markiplier, I've learned, has ADHD. It makes sense why collectibles are so distracting. I totally get it. And also the fact that maybe it's more the OCD that he has that I don't on that side. So maybe not. But also, I just can't do the Live Monk effigies in Palworld. There's just too many. It's too many for me to handle. So, yeah, that's not gonna happen unless I stumble onto them. However, I'm not playing Palworld right now, and I'm likely to play something more like Grounded or something different. However, I can't play any of that on a camera. Oops, sorry. don't want to touch the microphone, I forgot. Kind of want to make sure all these joints are kind of this blackish color. I wonder what this looks like right now. I'm gonna do this again. And it looks okay, I'd say. I really love how it looks as you do this. It just looks really good. Oh, oop. We want to make sure that we don't want to lose those wires. I just wanted to get a better outline. Oh wait, hold on a minute. We can do something here with this, with shading. If we do this like fluff like this, because we're trying to use this as like a black or gray, sort of. That's what I'm trying to do with this. Also, I guess this void of a mouth is supposed to be kind of a black color. It's so hard to see these specific little details. So I'm going to do that to hopefully help with that. Except, of course, I kind of forgot that this is a bit of a character thing. Oh boy, no, sorry. Whoa, sorry for blinding anyone watching. That is not intended. And then we're going to try to just go with this gray that isn't gray color scheme, I guess. Even if that's not exactly what's going on here. It kind of looks worse now. I don't know what it is about this, but it kind of looks just a bit worse than it had. But I just want to like look at it some more. Well, for one thing, we could do this, just like get the rest of this kind of outlining. We don't want to make it look like an outline. We want to blend it in a bit. So I'm going to try to like do that a bit more. And do that a bit so that it looks better somewhat. Now some interesting inspirations here are things like Digimon from YokaiWatch, which I mentioned I think before. Oh, I see. That's why. Everything is going out of place. Oh, great. Might need to trace these just so I can keep track of them. Yeah, we're losing it, I think. We're losing the order of everything. Yeah, we are. Oh. Started losing it in the drawing. I might need to end it colorless. I might need to cut it short sooner rather than later. Just because I'm not liking how this turns out, and that really hurts me in a way. It's like, oh, I've ruined it. It no longer is what I wanted it to be. And it's a bit past the repair that I wanted it to be. Oh, man. Yeah, this happens a lot. This is how I end up having drawings that say unfinished and just never get finished. Other than that, terrible consistency, and often don't like to pick up art that I already started. So that's why, for that. But that's much better. It's much better designed. I kind of ruined it up there. I really just, I think that's just gonna be it. I think we're gonna have to just end it soon here. I'm gonna have to end this drawing that I worked so hard on. And do it. I'm gonna say unfinished. Facial area ruined. That sounds better. By the way, this guy is named Pixel. And this guy is, I guess, named Meep. However, I'd rather just call him the Slime. Because Meep is an attached character to him. He's a green slime. drawn this guy before in another video for Ibis, the silent Ibis video. I have a few of those, quite a few. Alright, so I guess since I gave up on that, I mean, I could draw a quick pixel. Let's just do that real quick. Just so I draw something completed. This, just kind of color in this blue. And then this, you color this in blue. I guess technically this might also work for doing the full thing. He's also kind of a silvery white, so really we're just almost done with him. Kind of why I decided, because he's a pretty simple character to draw. Very much inspired by things like that McDonald's toy for apparently this series called Max Steel. I only saw the McDonald's toys, not the actual series. I don't know what Max Steel actually is. Never watched it. I saw the toy and it looked cool. So that at some point ended up being an inspiration, as well as from The Legend of Zelda, the fairies. Just because I needed it, like I was making a comic strip of these characters and I felt like I was missing something, so I decided to add someone for that character to talk to as he wakes up in the first few moments. This guy, ever since that little minor thing, like initially, his face was, hold on, can't see that. His face was initially just always gonna look like this, like a traffic light. So that doesn't show any expression. But in that same day, I changed my mind and it was for the better because I love making emotions for this guy. Just absolutely love him. He is just one of my favorite characters. Even if he was supposed to be a character that was meant to just... Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything that could spoil something. If I ever do release the copy. It's not gonna be the same one, that was a dummy. That would be a prototype of sorts of GOLQ. If anyone remembers where I'm from, I'm the ink controller, and I was in my voice recording. I was the one doing the roll call. And yeah, you see, those characters are all from GOLQ, so am I. So there we have it, Alice Pixel. So I guess that is the end. So this is my video for the day done. Bye.